There are a few things that we can do with the ideal gas law besides just solving for PVT or number of moles. The first is interesting, we do in lab. You can determine the molar mass of a gas, an unknown gas that you don't know the chemical formula for. In order to do this, you have to have a gas sample and know its pressure, volume, temperature, and mass. In other words, in grams. If you have a sample that you know those for, you can determine the molar mass, which is pretty amazing because you're determining the size of the molecules when you do that. So first, you use the PV&T in PivNert, and you solve for N. And then second, you take the grams that were given and you plug that in here, and you just divide to get molar mass in grams per mole. The other thing we can do is determine the density of a gas. And the trick to this one is the first assumption that you make. You're going to use the ideal gas law, and you're going to assume 1 liter for that volume. Well, how can we do that? Well, because when you consider the density of a gas, like the density of the air in the room, you could imagine having a cubic foot of it, or calculating the density for the whole room. And the density would be the same, because the sample size doesn't matter for density. For a cubic foot of air, it's going to have less mass and less volume. But the ratio of mass to volume will be the same as if you considered the whole room, its mass and its volume. So that ratio for density does not change. So we can just choose our sample size, and choosing exactly 1 liter just makes the math easier. We could choose something else and it would still work. But anyway, so if you put in the 1 liter, and then you have to know, on this one, you have to know pressure, volume, temperature, and you have to know the type of gas so you know its molar mass. So we'll know P, V, we assume, and T. Of course, we know R. So you'll solve for the number of moles, and then you'll convert that to grams using the molar mass. And then whatever you get for your number of moles, you convert that to grams, and you'll get the grams. Whatever number you get there, that'll be per 1 liter, because that's what you assumed up here.